We keep losing players to injury, and speaking of losing, we lost our first game of the season in Week 3 against the Lumberjacks, 33-26. 2 fumbles down the stretch, and we just could not recover. Now, speaking of recovering, the wide receiver position needs to recover as we have 2 of our starters out with injuries. Big one for Wise, and then Romeo Doubs out for another game or 2, I believe. As far as free agency goes, not the greatest of options, but I did like Trey Palmer. Yes, our former player Justin Shorter's there, but he wasn't A, the best, and B, Trey Palmer kind of gives you the best of 2 different positions. He could play boundary, could play slot, whereas Justin Shorter, he's basically forced to be a boundary guy. Very good at catching, but Trey Palmer, I think, is just a little more versatile, and he might not even play that much, but as long as we have him there, I'll feel okay about our depth. But here we are going on to Week 4 against the Elks, a team that we've already played in Week 1 and won, and now with a heavy rain game, are about to play them again here at a home this time. Of course, they're 1-2. We are 2-1. The Steamers of all teams are 2-1 and top of the division technically. No breakout scenario, but another Player of the Week award win. Walt James with a pick, a sack, and 4 tackles is going to get himself a nice little bit of XP. Speaking of XP, we already had a couple of upgrades for our cornerbacks to go with it. Let's take a look at the starting lineup, though, which ironically enough, I think is going to feature Palmer as the number 3 wide receiver. Talked about him might not even be able to play that much, but even though Calvin Austin has the overall, I think Palmer is a little bit more of a better balance, better catching, similar route running, better release, and, both pretty fast, a little bit taller as well. But the team is still very good, even with those injuries at wide receiver. I think we still have a pretty damn good set of receivers, and then you look at the defense. It's been a decent defense, but yeah, our offense has got to sustain a bit more drives rather than giving up the ball super quickly, and the turnovers need to slow down. Got a couple upgrades at corner, but before we do those, we might have some more when we do our weekly strategy. And to do our weekly strategy, we will know who we're at to play against. Obviously, one more week there for Romeo Doubs. Injuries, none to the Elks. Obviously, we kind of know their roster, but in case you haven't watched the first episode or you're new to the series completely, maybe we'll take a look at the team real quick just to kind of fresh in your mind. Obviously, their quarterback is going to be Anthony Richardson, who is pretty damn athletic and good at throwing. Problem is his decision-making at times. Rashad White's always put up a lot of good stats against us. The release of these receivers isn't great, but Flowers and Reed usually do pretty good, and then Duvernay is always good for at least one big play. Tight end, I would definitely be starting Scott or Ellsworth. They're not. Left tackle's good. Left guard's okay. Center's okay. Right guard's okay. Right tackle's decent. Left end's amazing. Right end's one of the best in the league. DT's amazing. Left out's pretty damn good. Middle linebacker's pretty good. Right out's pretty good. Corner 1's pretty good. Corner 2, as Kyler Gordon is now a higher than Taron Johnson. I wonder if that's going to change the dynamics a little bit. Eddie Jackson's pretty good still at his age. And then Jartavius Martin, more of a man corner or safety than zone, but good enough. And then special teamers, not the strongest. And even one more thing before we go in, we want to take a look at the scenarios, as there's going to be probably some goals that they want us to hit. But Coach, we're approaching the end of the first quarter of the season. What do you need from Jadarius Lewis? Build chemistry, because we have so many different receivers coming in and out of the lineup, and that's what we need to do. 4 offensive touchdowns is going to take a little bit less of the pressure off of Jadarius, allowing us to just score, really, just win the game, basically. And then for the forecast, it's going to be raining. Looks like it's going to be raining for the entire game this week. It probably won't take long for the conditions to get pretty sloppy. What's our plan? I guess run the ball. I mean, it kind of makes sense. 150 rushing yards, doable, even though I probably shouldn't have done that because the Elks' defensive line doesn't usually allow us to do that. It's the smart call in the rain, but they have the D-line to stop that. They look like they're going to want to throw the ball, so we're going to stop the medium, and then we're going to, stick to our guns, inside run. Their rush defense has taken a little bit of a dip, but it is still in the top half of the league. Connor Wilson adds himself to the name list for the upgrades. 84 overall now with a +2 to tackle, 1 to zone, 1 to agility. Zone is getting there. It'd be definitely nice to get his agility up a little bit. Block shed kind of sucks. Tackle's not the best. Tackling is a problem for us. I think maybe run support is what we do going forward. Nick Jones, man-to-man, might be the way we go. We'll see. Zone is already pretty good. I think I am going to go with slot. It gets a +2 to man, 1 to zone. That'd be a great upgrade, in my opinion. So let's see. 82 overall. He gets 3 to man coverage. Okay, now we can go zone because he's already at 89. And then Riley Moss, I do need to take a focused look at this. Yeah, his zone coverage is significantly lower, so we're going to go with zone 86 overall now. Give me a +2. Oh, that's a great upgrade. 1 to speed, 2 to zone coverage. That is a magnificent upgrade. That's perfect. And there goes the rain. Be cool to see heavy snow, a blizzard, if you will, but a little bit later in the season, obviously. Looking at last week's stats, a lot of guys had some pretty significant stats. It's just we didn't win the game. Coons 122 yards with a touchdown. Pretty efficient yards after the catch with that huge play that he had for the touchdown where he had to spin around but still had the speed to finish the play. Looking at their side, obviously this rain should help their pass rush get even more ground than they normally do, which is already saying something. We won the first game, and pretty convincingly, but it's a whole new day. And of course, the weathers could play a little bit of a factor. A little disappointed that it's our own home field doing it to us, but maybe it'll be a benefit. I'm not sure. I worry, though, because they should have the advantage. They have the run game. We have a bad run D line. You know, they have a great defensive line. We are going to get beat by that no matter what. Either way, maybe we'll get something from, like, Trey Palmer. Maybe Trey Palmer will have himself a day and we get a breakout and we'll just never look back. Who knows? But one thing I do know about is we're going to be kicking this ball off first to see what the Elks have in store for us. Really wasn't that bad of a game from the Elks first time, but then, you know, the turnovers started to happen, and then we just made them count, and the rest was really history. Not a great game against the Lumberjacks last week. See if we can bounce back. 4 touchdowns to 6 interceptions for Richardson so far. Not a good start. Looks like they got verticals coming, but they could easily run it from this look. They could, but they won't. Richardson's going to roll out, and he's going to throw it away as Jackson was in pursuit. Really protecting that edge, if anything, and then we obviously left it with the linebacker. Could have easily baited us out by throwing it back over, but I figured that was a tough throw in the rain, and he didn't take it, so got lucky on that as we're going to close that gap. Jackson, back-to-back plays, making big ones. Impact, 1 yard gained only. And I don't want to blitz because all it takes is one slip, and really don't have any help if you blitz. And that could be picked and overthrown slightly. Decent enough coverage. The ball was perfect. Maybe it's caught, but it would have needed to be, once again, perfect. Great stop. And this ball is short. Manaconda just going to run forward and get all the way to the 47-yard line. Nice little return. Just straight up the field. Nothing special. Which, speaking of nothing special, the stat line of Jadarius Lewis started off pretty special against this very team, but has since dipped a little bit. But that's okay. His 7-2 is great. Yards are pretty good. We said run inside, but I think we're going to run outside. Hopefully that edge rusher doesn't have an ability to stop the run, and we barely get past him as Rodriguez is going to find a nice room of about 16 yards to the 38-yard line, already on their side of the field after one play. You see Palmer over there. Going to get a block for Ellison, maybe. Nope, they're not going to. Wow, even with the double team, doesn't even get him. It's a yard gain, but not going to pick him up, really. Rodriguez last week, it was a tough one. Only 73 yards, unfortunately. They're coming up. Let's see if we got a play-action beat. Bring Ellison deep so we can open up the underneath, hopefully. And there goes Palmer. It's a good throw. Palmer's going to catch it. Gets a block. 38-yard touchdown for his first catch as a Bison. Trey Palmer. I mean, that route was smooth. Look at how quick he runs this. I mean, there was no wasted movements. Is that Kyler Gordon? It's Taron Johnson. For their sake, if it was at least Tyler or Kyler Gordon, is because his man's not that good and he's on the slower side. But no, Taron Johnson's got decent man coverage and he's not that slow. Terrible angle by Riley, unfortunately. Huge hit. Gains 11, flipping over for the first down. There's a play and a half for Trey. Great throw on the run as well. 1 touchdown on the board. And read option. Jackson waited and still doesn't get him. Trying to strip it, why not? Small man against Anthony Richardson. Great tackle, though. A read option has been brutal against this team, but our run defense is so bad already. If we have these guys hesitating on these handoffs, I mean, you're really in a bad spot. Get in there. Good hit, but it's pretty much a first down anyways. For the 40, could be a run. And it will be, but it's a freaking read option again, and unfortunately our own guy gets in the way. You know what? I'm going to make the adjustment early to go conservative. We'll see which play gets negated the most. If the run plays aren't that good still on the actual option. Oh, that could be a pick, and it's going to be the right amount of pass interference. Enough to not get the call. Definitely felt a little bit in there, but they're going to say that it wasn't enough to warrant it. A little overthrown in general, but still. Get out there. What a tackle by Johnson. That'll be a 2-yard gain, 3rd and 8. Sound like I was saying 3rd and 8. Get off the line. Nice move! Kai Gary with the sack. Gleason tried to yoink it, but doesn't. It's a bit of a long one with some weather. This might be a punt. Now they're going to kick the field goal. We'll see. I'm going to be honest with you. If I was a betting man, I don't know if I'd be betting for them to hit it. And barely good, I guess. They know their kicker better than we do. Good kick for Aldridge. He's only got 93 kick power, I believe. I don't know if they have wind in their favor. Maybe they do. As Calvin Austin's going to return it, not get much from Polk to the 25. Going to go the play action only because they do have a lot of players up to the line of scrimmage. Ellison's open, but unfortunately pressure right in his face. Missed the throw. Sneed celebrating that like he actually made the play. Relax. Stretch play. I like the look a little bit better. And there goes Rodriguez. Nice moves to the 42-yard line. Once again, he looks so much slower than last year. There's no doubt about it. We talk about that slowdown from the running backs. He's still pretty damn young, but hit some people even earlier than others. Try to juke as we could see that the edge wasn't being blocked. I mean, that play could be lethal the way they line up sometimes if we actually got consistent blocking. Rodriguez out for a route. Is there really even a point in this? Palmer. He's got room. Turn around. Oh, he's not going to get it, but all the way down to the 11. Trey Palmer's the big play man. Damn, son. It looks like we picked up the right guy for the job. Some pressure. Great throw. Rodriguez burned his man, but let's be real. If I'm choosing one or the other, I'm taking the guy that's actually going to catch the ball. I would love to see how many times out of 10 Rodriguez drops that ball. Probably 8. Probably 8 at least. I guess we're going to go back to Palmer, who was waiting for some blocks. Gets about 7. He is the only guy to catch a ball for the team so far. And it's all in the first quarter, 94 yards. I'm not trying to force it to him or anything because, it's a great storyline. He's just been open. Rodriguez. And he holds on. Fair enough. Touchdown Rodriguez. 2 for the offense. Bringing the blitz from Johnson. Got that RPO, or the read option defended. And I missed so hard. The movements are just tough. Damn near first down on the ground. I feel like if you accelerate towards them, they just make one slight move and they're gone. But I guess it's better than just waiting for them and then getting beat anyways. Ah, we took the step inside. Good tackle. First down, though. And they do hike it with 1 second remaining before the second quarter. Switched me the wrong guy, so we just ate air. But end of the quarter, looking pretty good scoreline-wise. We do have them beat by yards a little bit, but really it's just the field position and actually finishing drives. It's weird because, outside of the Elks, we've been struggling a little bit to finish drives. And this is a team that last year we really didn't do much of against them. And there goes White trying to strip again. You got the help. Why not? 50 yards on the ground for White so far. I don't know what you want from me. I'm bringing up some linebackers. Got the safeties not too far behind either. Oh, Taylor was in great coverage until right at the end. Good strip attempt again to the 6. One of these times they're going to get that ball out and it's going to demoralize them. Nothing worse than failing to score so often. You get a really nice drive and then it's just taken away by fumble. We know about that last week. Can't get off the block and nobody's going to help. White with a great cutback, perfect blocking, and a touchdown. Would have thought maybe they would have went for 2, but no, they will not. Morant one-on-one. Let's see if they want to give him a look. Ellison's also pretty open. And good try. Perfect coverage by Sneed. The pressure was there, which is really unfortunate because, seems like the pressure's always there. Palmer in motion. They got to be scared of him by now. Try to cut it back inside. Where did that guy come from? I actually thought it made it a great play, and then Logan Wilson just arrived. Testing verticals now. So we have the time to even hit someone. Oh wow, terrible throw. I predetermined it to Kuntz because it looked like they were going to cover the wheel route to Ellison, but I guess not. I should have known. They made the stop. What can I say? They've made a stop. From the 35-yard line, see if Shelton wants to get involved. Good push, but nobody's going to take his beat. And Rachaad White's just going to keep going for more and more yards. Here, Ronnie Shelton pushing 2 linemen to that side. And nobody's helping. And good tackle, but it's still gain of 3. We got Jackson going against a wide receiver. And we try to hit him. That was a really rough hit to the back. I'm surprised he's even okay. Wasn't even trying to hurt him. I was just trying to stop him from falling forward. I think you run commit. Finish that. Riley the rookie in for the sack. Going to go for the last second squeeze. Nobody's going to get off the blocks. Figure you can't really get much of a return. Oh, I guess we can. And even with the squeeze block, we got a couple of blocks in general to the 22. Not a bad little play. Back to the stretch play. No. Guess not. Can I switch sides? Morant would be deadly on that. That's a perfect throw. Morant catches it. Easy. He's got breakaway speed. Look at him go. Oh, there he goes to the 36. Beautiful juke ability. And Morant gets involved in the big play. Weird, they haven't really given us anything like short, but the deep play has been pretty open. Ellison, that's late. If he would have picked that, I would have been so pissed. The way that guy played that is I thought the boundary corner was going to jump Ellison. He completely left him. So then I figured, oh, well, no one's going to be on him. I'll throw it anyways. And nope, he leaves. Would have been a pretty open inside receiver, I imagine. And I didn't double team Allen as I figured from that range it's impossible. But nope, inside stuff's broken. Inside stuff is strong. We go with verticals. And I don't know how you don't hit that throw. I don't know how you don't hit that throw. Should have waited anyways. I would have had a first down if he would have gotten it to him. But figured I'd get that throw off, guarantee the field goal. Maybe still gets away. Said it's going to be a long field goal. Thankfully, we hit the accuracy. Going to be up by 7, barely on that field goal, too. Which I don't really get because their kicker hit a tough one. It was first quarter, right? Maybe it was the start of the second, actually. Should be able to get away with the press. He's a good couple of corners on this team. Oh, he holds on to that. It's not a many yards, but 3rd and 5. About to be the 2-minute warning. I also didn't really get to see the interest because I'm recording a little bit earlier than normal. So I'd say by part 2 of this episode. Oh my God, there he goes. Conklin. I'll be able to know if you guys enjoy it more or not. Maybe the quarter length needs to be shortened even more. We'll see. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to get out there. Can't. He's wide open. Oh, of course he holds on. Throws it that late just to taunt us, really. By the time he threw it, that should have been an incomplete type of play. And there's nobody on him. And nobody's going to finish the tackle. Great hit by Cam Jones. Got a lot of linebackers on the field, but we're still blitzing. I mean, you can't get over there in time when you start from where you start. Like, I don't care if we're trying to bait them out. We got to realign a little bit. I mean, you don't want to break. But at the same time, I kind of wanted some pressure, make it a little bit tougher on them. And that was the definition of it, but he still holds on. Slips off the tackle and takes it to the 26 for a yard short of the first. Say what you will, I'm not actually going to be stopping the run too much here. I have a feeling they're going to throw this. And it's a screen. And that's thrown to the ground. 4th and 1, they have a decision. I think they could have learned their lesson after that, though. So now I might actually be bringing a little bit just to make sure the run's not free. And it won't be huge. Cam Jones will deny. Defense bends, but it does not break. We get the stop. See what we got with this play. Morant, pretty open. Morant utilizing the speed, and I did a little too much there. Try to cut up the field, but after getting around him, that was a waste of a timeout. It's at an angle, can get out of bounds, but also you can take a little bit of a deeper shot to Komet if it's there. Yeah, that's overthrown. Pretty damn good coverage, all things considered, though. See if Trey Palmer wants to run another one of those clean routes to the outside. I'm going to trust his route running. That's pretty good. Doesn't catch it. There's no way. Booth review, now. Okay, sure. That's how... Would he, like, kick his left foot from under him? This is how humans move. They can take an extra step without hyperextending, surely. His leg that planted would have been dead. I mean, I'll take Ellison, who gets behind Snead and holds on to the 8. He got a little too cocky, didn't realize that man is him. Wow, I am surprised. I did not think he would ever get behind Snead. Seeing he was the most open. You try to press him. It's too big of a dude. And what is Morant doing? What is he doing? Oh, we're not going to get to him. What is Morant doing? Why is he coming back? You're running it out? I figure I'm going to give it to my strongest, best catching wide receiver. And I'm predetermined him going left. And he... Huh? What are you doing? Maybe I could have waited for Palmer here, but what are you doing? That's always fun. Keep Johnson deep. Everyone else play the run. Maybe get a safety. Dog Barky. Get over there. Oh, what a hit, but not good enough. Very disappointing interception. I don't know what Morant's doing there, but it will still be a lead of 7 by us. Almost no rushing attack for us, but 200 on through the air. Absolutely should have said that we were going to be passing the ball to try and win this game, but I figured it's rainy. But no, the pass game's been there. Nighthawks versus the Steamers, and so far it is Nighthawks with Woodson starting. Okay, Woodson gets the start over Gardner Minshew. Williams is killing it for the Steamers, but ultimately will it matter as they're now down by 7 at halftime. Lumberjacks versus the Huskies. Lumberjacks winning that one as well. They look like a pretty strong team, I can't deny. And then looking at the Orbits versus the Voyagers, you've got the Orbits winning against the Voyagers by 7. Pretty clutch game there. Run game really wasn't there for them, but they won through the air. And speaking of winning through the air, that's what we're doing so far, but the Elks not going away. Their run game, keeping them in it. Nice sidearm as Trey Palmer has been massive today for us so far. And we're going to need a little bit more of that to try and win this game. Start of the game, expecting them to be thrown at medium and us to run. They've actually swapped those now, so very interesting stuff there as Calvin Austin tries to get the touchdown, but the lane closes up right as he's about to get there. And we're going to start this one out with a bang, I think. And it's pretty obvious, especially in a heavy rain game, to try and run the ball in a situation like this. And that is risky. Ellison! Ellison's got it! Breaks the tackle, and he's down to the 20. This guy's a goon! Ellison just does it. Jump ball on 2 DBs. Saves a potential pick. What a catch. That was a hell of a play. The only thing I worry about is the last time Ellison made a big play, we threw a pick. Run to the left side. We're not going to get the full outside. Oh, maybe now we will. Rodriguez outruns everybody and scores. Talking about how he's lost a step. Had enough speed there to beat the safety who should have had the angle. And we're back on board with a touchdown. Actually, to be fair, we didn't even care about rushing yards. It's all about just offensive stats. Oh, yeah, there was rushing as well, 150. As long as we get one of them, it'd be great. And he gets blocked up by Bellinger. Nice. Now that is an answer back after that interception, without a doubt. Good stuff by the offense. Left the running back open. Shelton tries. Look at the speed, though. Huge hit. Ronnie Shelton almost caught him. Oh, they're fighting. Damn, relax. Richardson's like a big monster. Stop. Leave us be. Take it off the line. Trying to chase it down, and what a job by Cam Jones, only allowed 2. Don't like bringing too many linebackers, but sometimes you have no choice. But now they're going to catch us off guard. Riley's basically a DB in speed, though. And wow, what a hit. Holds on anyways. First down. Now, obviously, we're 100% bringing the linebackers in. Nobody on the running back will pay attention to it. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, what a hit. Well, James. Maybe he'll be feeling that one a little bit. What a pop. Keeping the linebackers in. Could be another dive to the right. It will not be. We force him off his spot. Gleason is going to get a gift wrap. It's only a yard, but it'll count as a sack. Man coverage off the edge. Wilson coming with the blitz. And wow, Riley got burned, and that's a perfect throw. It looked like he was in pretty good coverage, but by the end of it, he was beat. I'm going to go verticals with Kuntz being the kind of underneath man. Ellison is open and takes a kind of iffy ball for an easy first down. We're going to go back to that big play that Ellison had, but this time might be looking to Morant. And no, we're going to be... I stopped running, and he just continues to run. Why on the sprint out play do you have to keep running unless you manually, like, full-on stop? Like, he should just stop running on his own. Like, I moved to the other side. That should stop him. Screen pass, barely going to get out there. Good blocking, though. One to beat. Should beat the first guy. Didn't, but fights him anyways to the 40. Screen pass has been really iffy for us lately, but that was a good one. And better than anything, Rodriguez held on from the 40. Ooh, Palmer. Palmer looking kind of slow there, though. What's going on? Is he injured? Like, right away, he looked pretty open, and then all of a sudden, the route progressed, and he's just getting caught up. Kuntz overthrown again. You can say we're throwing the ball too much, but we didn't get to this lead because we were running the ball. Got a touchdown running the ball, but we didn't get it because of running the ball. And even though we double-teamed him, he still gets through. Out of the zone is Rodriguez. Out of my mind, I am for thinking that we could stop Jonathan Allen. And we missed the field goal. Sweet. I love this offensive line. Get a guy with inside stuff, and you'll stop every single run every single time. Cam Jones can't get there because his own guy gets to him. One-on-one Wilson. Had to go low because we get stiff-armed. Otherwise, White turns nothing into something. What are our morons doing? Somebody get in here as well. Like, what are we doing? No pressure at all. Bull rush, not going to... There's nobody on him, but he misses the throw. Kind of reminds me of that other play we kept. You know, it didn't matter because he threw to Flowers for the touchdown anyways, I think it was. But nobody covering there, guys. Like, they're just blowing the coverage. There's a bunch of players out here. Deep in. I mean, we're on everything. We're on everything. Perfect coverage by us, but the linebacker is going to force a field goal. Only a 50-yard field goal. No block, but barely going to hit it as their guy. That would have been crazy. Calvin Austin on the return. It's feels like he's been pretty close. Oh, how is he getting off of that block, man? Stretch look, kind of the only look I trust. Inside zone has just been terrible. Nice juke move, easy as it gets. 13 yards. Feels like we run anything inside, and it's just beat instantly by Jonathan Allen. And nobody's going to block that guy. Rodriguez does so much to get some yards, and it's going to be a hold. Try to set something up through the air on 1st and 17. Go to the running back, please. Thank you, Rodriguez. Because look how many yards he can get if he actually catches. And Rob Havenstein is now injured. Who knows if he'll be fine, but I think he'll be fine. Inside dive. And got blocked up by our own right guard, technically. 2 yards gain, 3rd and 2 to come with it. Muscle cramps, that's fine. Entering the 4th, up 4. A touchdown would be in a really good spot. No touchdown, and they're in a good spot. See, the problem is you run away from Jonathan Allen, and he'll still make the play. So you might as well run at him and then run the double team. Like, you might as well. And Rodriguez barely gets it. Nice help by the guard, Belzer. Trying to force our way into a field goal at least. And I took too long to throw it. Oh, man, that would have been a crazy catch for Palmer. Should have just taken the tight end right away. I don't know why I hesitated so hard, but I did. I'm going to double team Allen, even though he's all the way over there still. Oh, they got a freaking push. But Rodriguez shows off the speed. Eddie Jackson tangles are terrible. To the 25. Rodriguez showing off his Rashad White. Showing, hey, I'm better than you. I just don't get the same blocks you do. This looks like a blitz. This looks like a frustration blitz. I'm going to throw up the jump ball potentially to Ellison. Play action is not a blitz, actually. Oh, there's Morantz. Hits the throw. Can he get to the end zone? Pretty damn close, all the way to the 3. Now maybe you played a little bit safer. Read option would definitely be a call. I feel like you almost forced this to the handoff. And it works. Touchdown, Rodriguez. That could be game. All right, bend, don't break, but still bringing a little blitz. Trying to get off the block. Can't. Perfect blocking, but it's going to be a hold for a reason, apparently. I wonder if that was the center of the right guard, because we kind of felt like we got held there. It was the left guard, Ezra Cleveland. This thing will be going back 10 yards. Try to swat, can't. Good tackle, gains 3. 5 wide, I don't really like it. Get off the line. They have so many people open on the outsides. Thankfully, we didn't give up a big play, though. Manned up. See if we can make a play. Just don't give up the touchdown early. Oh, nice move! Cordale! Nice move on the inside, and Anthony Richardson's a little banged up. Took off a little too late, and we caught him. Playing some man coverage, our zone has just been so all over the place. And picked! Phillips! Could he score? Richardson's got an angle. Spin move. Works! Down to the 6. That's our boy. Signed him in free agency for depth, and he made a play that could be the game. Don't want it to just be a field goal drive, but at the same time with this clock, I mean, that's all you really need is a field goal. Nice cut. Oh, gets slammed, but it kind of helped us. Got us an extra yard. A little motion. Do you trust Morant one-on-one? I mean, they're not really ready for it. Mallory could be the guy, too. Mallory. Oh, nice job by Morant. Mallory with a touchdown. Caught him off guard. They thought it was a motion run because it's like really obvious to not throw the ball there, but when someone's that open, you take it. And Morant blocked up the guy that might have been able to get a chance at him. He had a lot of people open, but Mallory was one of the first people I seen. Touchdown. Palmer having 90-some yards in the first quarter, and then I think not touching the ball for the rest of the game is kind of crazy, though. Can we, like, just not be stupid? Decent coverage. Not great, but better than what the AI usually does. Can get off the line, and that could be picked. I don't know what he's doing. Their guy dove after one and caught the pick. Our guy doesn't even pick when it's at his knee. Reach your hands out. Maybe you catch it. Who knows? Better than not. Just didn't see it, I guess. Screen pass. We get the bull rush. We're going to turn around and catch him. A loss of one on the screen. Ronnie Shelton tackle for a loss. We go some press man, see if we can get in there. Oh, that could be picked. Riley Moss makes up for it. Has a chance at a return. Takes it to the 36, 37. And we'll have another convincing win over the Elks. Devontae Griffin and a lot of the backups going to get their chances now to play a little bit. Nice stiff arm, but doesn't really get much help. 7 yards gain for Griffin, the big fella. I'm going to go with the very commonly needed and thrown to play action play. And there is nobody in sight. Graves. Game's already over, so as much as he maybe could have ran even further, we're going to take the safety dive. And I believe this is the play that we actually scored a big play on with Palmer, no? Nice. Bellinger. Easy play. Gets 5, but also gets blasted. Another score was had. 4th and 5 from the 33. I mean, the game's over, but let's see if they have it in them to at least convert this. Got some Joneses. Jackson, nobody on him. Oh, wow, that was a vicious tackle. Last time out used. Keep this in the field of play. The game's pretty much over. And they would finish that drive scoreless. 45-20 over the Elks. The team that has killed us last year. We got the revenge. Going against the Lumberjacks the way we did, I thought this was definitely a game where the Elks are going to climb back in a little bit and they're going to drop us down another peg even. But no, we bounced back very strong in the rain. And for the most part, dominated. We did pretty well. Graves had himself a touchdown in the end. Tredarius Lewis was pretty good again, but the completion percentage is a little bit low. Rodriguez did his thing as he does. Looking at receiving, Palmer ended up with 114 yards and 2 touchdowns right near the end. It got an extra touchdown, got some yards. Ellison had some huge plays. Pretty damn spectacular game from the wide receivers. Need them to step up with all these injuries that keep occurring, and man, did they ever. Take a look at our scenarios. QB check-in. I can't remember exactly all of the things we needed to accomplish. Feels like everything is starting to come together offensively. It's kind of scary to think that we're just getting started and are capable of more. Not wrong, especially with the wide receiver injuries. Romeo Doubs coming back next week. We had a +10 to morale of the entire offense, which is pretty good. I would have loved some actual XP or actual ratings, but morale is pretty big. You know, it's actually a pretty big thing in the game, so it is what it is. Preparing for conditions like that is near impossible, so it must be a relief to be standing here as the winner, which is nice. Absolutely, we did our best to formulate a plan of attack, but that all goes out the window the second you step out on the field and into an inch of water. That's it? Okay, that's it. XP, 1,000 XP, which is really nice because Chris Rodriguez is now a 95 overall. We're going to go on to Week 5, though, before we do anything, because we'll have even more upgrades after the strategy. But Rodriguez, he's going to be 95 overall, which gives him his final upgrade ability slot, which could be human joystick, which would be insane. No player of the week, which might be the first time all season, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, that's not true. We have not been as good as we thought. But Sauce Gardner, pretty good stuff with a pick 6. And then Jonathan Taylor was unbelievable with 3 rushing touchdowns and about a little over 200 total yards. Pretty good stuff there. But let's take a look at our opponent's roster, see what kind of injuries they have, and then do our weekly strategy and our upgrades, which are going to be super nice. Obviously, injury-wise, it's wise, which, it sucks, but we do have Romeo Doubs back finally. And then the Voyagers, we have, holy crap! This is, what? This is hands down the craziest list of injuries I have ever seen in like a normal franchise setting. This like took me out of realism. The amount of insanely good players they have with injuries is ridiculous. Compare that to the rest of the league, and there's it's not even comparable. That is actually insane. I mean, I suppose you have a couple of teams, like the Caps, I suppose have a couple, but that is insane. I mean, look at the names they got. That is crazy. But all right, I mean, find them at the right time, I suppose. They have nowhere near their full-strength squad, but at the end of the day, you fall asleep against a team that you expect, to beat, and they're coming into it with no expectations. Those are the types of games that get dangerous, and you lose. About 80 across the board for the accuracies. 93 throw power is pretty good. Running back, no Bijan. They've got one running back. I don't know what they're doing, but if Stevens gets injured, they're down to a fullback. And if both of them get injured, I don't even know. The tight end comes in. Wide receivers without Ayuk and without Rashee Rice now requires Quentin Johnston to be the number 1. Christopher Hamlin, the rookie, at number 2. And then Shaden Butler at number 3. Tight end, Marco Smith's actually not too bad. Left tackle is Zach Tom. He's a really good finesse blocker. Left guard's okay. Center's one of the best in the league. Right guard's one of the best in the league. Right tackle's not too bad himself. Pretty balanced across the board. Left end, Drake Jackson's a good finesse guy. Right end, Miles Murphy's a decent power guy. DTs, you have a good run blocks shedder. And then you have Channing Brown, the youngster, who's pretty good at power moves. Lucas Van Ness, seemingly a 3-4. And then inside linebackers are pretty damn athletic. Right outside linebacker, Joey Bosa, kind of nearing the end of his career here. Emmanuel Forbes, the cornerback 1, who's actually a really good man corner. But then they have Matt Devine, the rookie, at 2, and J.D. Brown at number 3 with the injury to Jalen Ramsey. Free safety, Marcus Williams, not the fastest, but really smart, really good in coverage. Jordan Battle, same situation, a little bit less in the coverage, but a very good player. Kicker and punter, very good kick power ratings. But as far as their ranks go, I can't imagine this offense is going to be too good. I'm going to say defend the short pass, try to stick near the line of scrimmage to stop the pass, and in general the run. And they are the number 1 run defense in the league. We're going to say throw it medium. Get our training in and get some insane upgrades, as Chris Rodriguez, like I said, is a 95 overall right now. He's not physically 95 because he has to use the upgrade point, but he is technically there. And of course, Romeo Doubs returning injury. Graves comes off the list, and Romeo's back. Ooh, pretty big upgrades for a lot of players, but Zach Kuntz also has an upgrade point that should give him another ability slot. 85 overall now. Let's see what kind of upgrade he gets. Any speed. There it is. A +1 to speed, +3 to deep. Putting him now at 87 speed. Hold on. Since the F when? Nice. What's his ability that he just got? Short out elite. Okay, he had a lot of options. I do not mind that at all. Catching more consistently within 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. A lot of out routes. Chris Rodriguez, should we wait? Nah, let's get out of the way now. 95 overall. Will he get the ability? 2 to change direction as well. Come on. What did he get? Backlash. Ball carriers with this ability will cause increased fatigue penalties against their tackler when tackled via... What is that? We could add human joystick, brother. What even are his ratings? His agility sucks. His change of direction's amazing, but his agility sucks. So, maybe it doesn't really fit. Zaire Taylor, we've been kind of over this, that he's already so good at, zone already. You might as well just keep going slot. Get +2 to man, 1 to zone. He'll get to 90 plus zone sooner or later. not really what we were hoping for, but +3 to press is ridiculous. Really, +3 to press, but he's only 75. I thought he would have been higher than that by now. Maybe you actually do need to go straight up man coverage if you want to get the upgrades to press. Walt James, run stopper, 2 to block shed, now puts him at 69 block shed. Obviously, that's going to be the route we continue to go. Kai Gary's going to get a power move, or a power rusher, whatever you want to call it. See what he gets. Gets +2 to power move, put him at 76 now. Beautiful. And then Mr. Riley, I think, like I said, run stopper is the poor man's field general, and we all know field general is really good. And that's what I mean. 3 to block shed, 1 to zone coverage. It's poor man's field general. You're not going to get a whole lot of man coverage upgrades, but I got to say, even though he's normal over Dev, he's got a lot of potential. He really does. And here we are on the road, going up against a team that is severely banged up. We obviously get Romeo Doubs back from injury. So while we are getting healthier than we've been in a while, they are the most injured team as far as star power goes in the entire league. And I mean, even that linebacker there, he's got his freaking cleats taped up to high heaven. We did absolutely have a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a resurgence, but a step up at that wide receiver spot. So, I mean, he'll probably play slot with Romeo Doubs and Morant being the number 1 and 2. Ellison kind of gets dropped back a little bit, which is harsh because he had 2 really big plays, especially that jump ball. But unfortunately, when a guy just shines the way they do, you kind of need him to be the starter, right? Especially with the speed. And obviously the guy I'm talking about is Trey Palmer. All that speed in those jeans. As far as the abilities go here, it seems like there's a kicking ability. I don't know if that's just in their favor or what, but it said the kick bar is slower, which, I mean, I don't know. The kick bar has been pretty slow for us for a while now, as our kicker is one of the best in the entire league. Chad Ryland obviously missed one in the rain, but it is what it is. Alex Kelly not having a great start to the season, but at the same time, all of his receivers are dead. Here we go. Walt James and company move everyone over in case it is a run, and it will be Cam Jones. Oh, wow. That running back is kind of a goon. Gains 9. What a cutback. I didn't think that guy had it in him last week. 19 for 63 with a touchdown. Already well above par right now. Should easily get more than that. From the 34-yard line. I mean, why wouldn't they run it again? Bringing a blitzer off the edge. And he's going to get in there and finish him. Gleason. The edge rusher was actually supposed to be a blitzer, a DB. DB must have got picked up by the lineman. I would love to see this back from Gleason. They're just going to show him tackling. I think we all saw that, believe it or not. I believe, personally, I think we all saw that. And I believe he just outran the tackle, so impressive stuff there. I mean, he's just great, really. And I got to say, and like I said right there, helping him get the sack. Ronnie Shelton, what a play, blasts him. And that will be a punt. But as I was about to say, Cordell Jackson has had a pretty good season comparatively to last year. Of course, sack numbers are still kind of down, but you can see he is winning. And he kind of freed up Ronnie Shelton to make that play in the first place, as that is a huge hit leading to a punt. I mean, look at the push we're seeing here off that side. I mean, look at him push all the way in there, and he actually kind of ran into the guard, which allowed Ronnie to get free. Still got to say, though, Gleason, he's just unbelievable. I don't know what allows him to be as good as he is, but he's just a great draft pick. He really has just been great ever since he stepped onto the field for us. Looking at our quarterback, Jadarius Lewis, 10 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 1,177 yards. Pretty damn good stuff. Got a little weird counter play here, and try to bounce it all the way. Kind of our fault for believing that the blocks were going to be there. Who was actually the block? Was it the guard, maybe? And we're going to actually go to the screen right away. I think this is a great time to do it because they're probably going to keep their eyes out of the backfield as we barely get that pass off. Trying to use the speed as they're actually kind of on it. Really good job. But is that Cole Holcomb with a superstar dev trait? But yeah, you would think on 2nd and 13, that would be the play you're the most vulnerable to a running back play. As that's going to be, I think, Romeo Doubs, who gets absolutely hammered, but he's not down. Gains an extra few yards, and because of that, is going to give us an option here on 4th and 2. At first, they didn't want us to go for it, and then they're like, hey, you can go for it, but go under center. It's like, I don't know about that. Please. Yes, Rodriguez. Oh, my. Thank you, Lord. We put the whole possession and them having a good field position in jeopardy by playing it to the one man who has no hands. There goes Rodriguez, turning nothing into 5. 107 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. Still does suck that his abilities aren't the best, but what can you do? Morant playing the slot here. And we're in trouble. I'll try to throw it, and he's going to take the sack. How is it Stewart that's the one that's in? I get why they'd be, you know, the best run defense on paper, but pass rush because of the DDT? Romeo Doubs. Romeo Doubs is open enough. Dives for the first down and gets it. This guy is healthy. He is back. They got everyone up. I don't like that they have the outside leverage for Palmer. This could be a quick throw to Romeo. And we're not even going to get the throw up. The fact that they can just bring all those players and just automatically get in is crazy. Little short play, Romeo Doubs, one-on-one. Give him a streak, just give him a chance. Bring the safety out, maybe. In behind, that's a tough one. It's a perfect throw and catch. Easy play, stepping back, getting enough time and delivering the first down throw to Trey Palmer. Nobody's on Kuntz. I don't really know how they're going to cover this. Even if someone does, we can just float it and give him a chance. There's no one on him. Easiest touchdown of the year. I don't know what they're doing. Literally the easiest touchdown we're going to have all year. There's not a singular one that will be easier than that. Yeah, we set that up, and there goes Mr. Gary. And with their lacking in talent receiver group, we're going to be running press man. Except for apparently the tight end. And that will be a throwdown. It'll be a sack for Ronnie Shelton. I don't know who was the guy that missed him, but I kind of like it. Ronnie Shelton has a chance at a breakout now. 2 sacks in the first quarter is definitely going to help your chances. Oh my God, though. Nick Jones got sent. Like, is this guy a superstar? Nick Jones comes in and just gets thrown away. It is crazy, though, because Ronnie Shelton didn't feel that way. He threw him to the ground easily. Oh, kind of almost ruined that. Almost hit it off our guy's head. Got the trap play. I don't know how to feel about it, but we're going to go for it. It's always like no room. Our trap game sucks. I don't know if it's because we're not athletic, our guys are too big. What's the story? But our trap game is always bad. Second quarter. Numbers-wise, they are negative 27 through the air. I mean, some could definitely, there's arguments. Some could say that you could be doing better for them. Not going to have time and almost threw a pick. Man, the pressure, though. If I was them, I would just blitz every play. Like, why not? It has nothing to do with our ability to read the field. It's just our lineman's ability to hold a block. Can I get him to get back in the backfield? There we go. I need that block. I like the play. I just don't like the blocks. It's a little predetermined, and that should have been picked, to be honest. A little predetermined. I didn't like the outside, and I felt like Kuntz might have had a chance. That'll be a punt. And unfortunately, it was very predetermined. Morant could not have gotten more open. But I just saw the way the DB played, and I thought it was perfect. Oh, this is a good punt. Oh, there's no way. We've always, we've seen plenty of 1-yard punts. As far as Madden goes, that would have been the greatest punt of all time if that stopped. Angling a punt that goes out of bounds, something like that. That happens all the time. But for a ball to do that, I've never seen that. And we got the rush. Both quarterbacks are taking a pounding so far. But the weirdest part of that one is I'm not even sure why Walt James was in there. Walt James is supposed to be in coverage. I mean, we'll take whatever works. Oh, come on. Walt James, speaking of, almost got that ball out. 7 yards gain, 3rd and 13. This is the #1 ranked run defense, and their coverage has been good enough to allow the pressure to get there. So, I mean, if they can find a way. Oh, Lord. But to say, if they can find a way on offense, good job. Which they won't on this drive. They have a chance to sneak out a win. Thankfully, though, so far, our defense is looking like the #1 on both sides. They're negative 37 yards passing right now because of all the sacks. It is crazy. Oh, we got an angle. Is that the kicker? The punter is blazing fast. And for good reason. That is literally the fastest punter in the league in Camarda. Damn, he looked fast. It was not a surprise to me to see the name Camarda. Nice job by Williams. We gained 4 on what should have been maybe a yard or 2. So far, though, that defensive line has shown why it's the #1 ranked run D in the league. That's a force. And Morant holds on. Yeah, I mean, Jadarius Lewis is throwing the ball where I want him to. The problem is there's really not been places I want to throw the ball. He's open. And I say all that, but then, of course, with the guy right in his face, he misses the throw. I've been very anti-run so far. And they're kind of on the wrong side. Damn, they got us, but still a gain of 7. 33 was just barely in the right spot at the right time. A couple of sit-down type routes. Got Palmer on the zig. I mean, I like our chances. Please, Rodriguez. That ball's out there. Nice catch. Look at him go to the 22-yard line. I mean, he's catching a couple of balls. It's crazy because it's like these shouldn't be hard to catch passes, but for him, I mean, even one of these so far would have been dropped by now. So I'm really shocked that he's catching everything so far. Palmer. And he's going to miss the throw. I got to say, Palmer did kind of run that route a little iffy. But in the end, he did get open. Just a long throw that's missed. Can't deny, though, he was running that route a little weirdly. Oh, here we go. Pick him up. Trying to juke. Can't. Gets 9. Third and inches. We're going to have the big fella Griffin in there, as I think Rodriguez is a little tired. And Griffin's obviously got some power. And maybe try to go for more than just that first down, which you can't blame because there was a little bit of a room to that left side. Closed up, though. Got us a weird action play here. See if Rodriguez, if he's open. I feel like one of these times is going to be a drop. And not this time. Rodriguez is going to force that all the way down to the 2. It's been a pretty good asset in the receiving game. Be nice to reward him here with the touchdown because, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with him. 4 for 4 on catching. And there's nobody in sight. Great blocking, especially from Morant. Left guard, right guard were pretty great too, but Morant just, I mean, cleared up. They've seen a little success through the air. They're now at the 37-yard line. We do know their route, so I'm going to kind of run this manually. Oh, we got bumped by our own guy that would have been picked. Oh, that sucks. That's a pick. He predetermined that. Sucks because he did have his own guy to cover, but still. Holy crap. Whip back inside. Oh, I try to bait it in. I mean, we know where the route's going. He's just throwing the ball so quickly. 5 for 5. So 5 passes in the whole first half. Kind of crazy. Oh, it's a good bait out and the missed throw. Might have been a touchdown. I get it's 3rd and 3 right now, but the fact that they only have 16 seconds left, but all 3 timeouts is a little weird. And I guess maybe not. They don't convert it. This is probably going to be a field goal. Sucks that we have all these timeouts and nothing to do with them. Maybe we try something. I don't really trust our offense, though. This isn't... What is our guy doing? Genuinely. That wasn't us. We dove into the offensive lineman. He runs right through the play and just fouls him. And they're going to decline it. And that would end the first half. 14-3. They ended up calling timeouts for some reason. Ended up just finishing the drive with like a 2-yard throw to Romeo Doubs. But, yeah, I mean, it's a really weird, no offense kind of game, but we do have the 11-point lead with ball at half, so it could always be worse. The Orbits versus the Thunderbirds could be an interesting one, as it is a close one, surprisingly, because the Thunderbirds are a really solid team, but the Orbits are keeping it close, 4 points at half just about. Then we look over at the Blues versus the Caps. Caps got some injuries as well, we've seen, and it's kind of showing as they're 1-3 to start. And at halftime, they're down 14-0. Let's see if we can take a look at the Elks. Now we're going to be looking at the Antlers, similar team, and the Lumberjacks. The Antlers are cooking up. Watson with 3 touchdowns, 227 yards at half. Baker doesn't even have half of that. Looking at some of the highlight plays. Quick throw, Kuntz, the easiest touchdown you'll ever get. And really, there weren't that many highlights outside of that. Returning the kick is Calvin Austin. I mean, I'm not going to say 1 touchdown would win the game, but it would put us in a good spot. Especially with their offense struggling to get down the field. Inside zone's really been our only, like, chance. Double teaming a player that maybe doesn't need to be double teamed, but I don't care. I'm doubling anyways. Just guarantee us some yards going that way. 7 yards gain. Not bad. Going to the read option now. They have an edge rusher that is an X factor over there, so you got to be careful. And he will see it. I don't know what the hell Belzer's doing. There really is nothing that kind of pisses me off more than when you've got guys going, like, super next level when they just need a first down, you know? And speaking of, we go with a short zig from Moran, who just takes him to school. The man's got too much speed. Too much speed, too many smarts, great release. He's just really good. Bellinger is so open. He did slow down, but he sped back up right time, right moment, and there goes Bellinger with his signature fall forward move. It's like the left side of his body is just made of steel. And we get a nice set of blocks on the inside. The receiver kind of takes on 2. We gain 9. Getting those averages up a little bit. Might be a quick throw back over to Romeo, but I imagine their superstar X Factor is going to notice it, which he does. But we get great blocks, and Rodriguez shows off the speed to the outside, breaks some ankles all the way down to the 12. That average is getting higher and higher. That's why we don't panic. You know, early on, looking a little iffy with those numbers, but now, I mean, it's a pretty good game so far. And some really good blocks off the edge. Kind of out of speed. Totes the sideline. Unbelievable balance. And scores the touchdown. Back-to-back 2 touchdown games for Rodriguez. Great blocking and somehow just stays in bounds. Beautiful. Midway through the third. It is now 3rd and 4. Got ourselves a running back route. All over that, catches it, and they're going to give him first down credit, just barely. They obviously need to score something on this drive, and it's likely that it needs to be 7. That's a really nice route that they've got on that play action, if they actually stick with it, which they will. The running back's wide open because we left him. I mean, such a long play. I didn't think they were... I can't believe how fast Riley is, though, to the 6. I can't believe they actually still threw to the running back there. It felt like, with how long the play developed, that they were just not going to have time. That he was just, you know, really just going in for a block. Unfortunately, they're going to get that ball to him. And picked off by Riley Moss, who has a chance. Kelly's okay speed, but not fast enough. That'll be a 102-yard pick 6. And that is realistically the game. I don't know if it's just because they're injured. I don't know if it's because the quarter length's down 2 minutes, but some of these games have been a little bit bigger of a scoreline blowout than we were used to seeing. What a catch. And that's a little bit more than 2. 103, 104 maybe? And here we are on to the fourth quarter, 28-3. At this point, kind of just looking at highlight plays because realistically, it'd have to be a monumentous choke to lose this game. Playing the hook, and we knew that's where it was going to be, but we didn't commit to it. Moss has got like 2 routes to cover. A lot of people to cover, and that's going to be a sack from Nick Jones that says, I got my revenge. This is tough, though. You want to press, but you don't want to get called for a penalty. Like that, like I just said, bro. And it would have been picked. Oh, no. And it might have been picked for 6. Nope, not going to happen. Doesn't matter. It's coming back anyways. Why do I do what I do? Maybe he only threw the pick because it was a penalty anyways, but still. Actually, where is Ronnie? Oh, it's going to be picked off by Johnson. Tries to bounce it out, can't. And man, I mean, don't get me wrong, it sucks that their receivers are injured and they got a lot of injuries in general, but realistically here, I don't know if the way they're playing right now can be fully excused by injuries. Trying to test out Graves, though, if we can. It's a tough one. And Romeo Doubs gets laid out. I don't know what that throw is. It's slightly overthrown. It's got some zip on it, which is great. But as far as, like, the throw, it's just too far out there. Getting your guy hurt there. That's a tough one. Yeah, that's a good pick. Bad read, simply put. Forced something that just wasn't there. Oh, we're stuck on the line. Try to swat it. That's going to be picked off. No shot. Maybe ill-advised. This Voyagers team never stood a chance. Ran a couple of times, simmed it out, and Graves threw another pick. The sim numbers. So the numbers are not going to look great for him, and it's so unfair to him, but it is what it is. We had ourselves another solid one. Wasn't a great statistical season for really anyone other than like Rodriguez and some of the defenders, but it is a win, and that is the only statistic that matters as we are going to find ourselves winning yet another game, this time 28-3. Lewis, not a perfect game, only 124 yards, but did what he needed to do. 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions. 3 for Kelly. Rodriguez didn't get to 100, only simply because game was won. There was no point in risking injury for him. 2 touchdowns, though, on top of it, so that's back-to-back games with 2 touchdowns. Romeo Doubs comes back pretty strong. Rodriguez had some nice catches, which we like to see. Really just low statistical game for the offense. Defensively, however, 2 sacks for Shelton, 1 for Nick Jones, 1 for Walt James, 1 for Gleason, many tackles for a loss, a pick for Connor Wilson, a pick for Johnson, pick 6 for Riley, which was 102. I actually was right out the gate. And overall, a dub for the Bisons. As the only upgrade we actually have is Mr. Jamarcus Belzer, very hit-or-miss player. Finesse is really his big issue right now, only because of the run block finesse. But overall, he's actually a really good offensive lineman, so can't really complain about those ratings. 2 to run block finesse, which is his biggest lacking. Gets to 80 pass block finesse as well. He's a pretty good lineman. Lead block needs a little work. Run block finesse needs a little work. But other than injury, I'm not really too concerned about him. Really sucks we haven't gotten a breakout in a while, but maybe against the Mounties/Steamers, that's exactly what will happen. But only time will tell. If you guys enjoy this one, though, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate continued support on the channel. I can't remember if I am going to have something else, if this is going to come up on Saturday with the other Bisons episode, or if this is going to be on Sunday with a rebuild, but we'll see. So either you already seen a Bisons today, you've seen some other video today, or you'll see a rebuild later. It depends on what day it's uploaded. Regardless, you'll see a rebuild next. That's really all I can tell you. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!